kick off, set it off, go to Vegas, bet it all, put it on the Bucs win, whoever they gon' play gon' fall. Don't say I ain't told y'all, loose cannons gon' fold y'all. Yeah, the Heat be 9-3, but it gets real cold in the fall. That's when the season start, Bucs come in 40 hard, win after win, ripping the division apart. Panthers, they pussycats, Falcons got bird flu, take the Ravens and Dolphins and open up a zoo. Cause one thing's for sure, better than the Bucs, they show lane. And every day in Tampa Bay, we say fuck the Saints. We in Tampa Bay, baby. 813 going crazy. Tampa, boy. This Bucs podcast be the greatest. Loose cannons blasting on them haters. And we in Tampa Bay, baby. Tell them where you from. 813 going crazy. Yeah. This Bucs podcast be the greatest. Loose cannons blasting on them haters. Now when I say the loose cannons, what? Do you know what I mean? I'm talking Bobby Latte, Stank Bastard, and Samurai Lee. You ain't never seen.
What is up, Bucs Nation? It is Monday, June 30th, 2025 already, and you're watching the amazing Loose Cannons podcast. Before we begin, don't forget to check out our awesome new website, loosecannonslive.com, where you guys can watch this fresh episode within minutes of its completion. You can also listen to it on iTunes, Spotify, and also all of the amazing episodes that we've had in our past. But more importantly, you can also click on our brand new free Bucs Discord channel and join absolute nonsense and shenanigans with us all the time, 24/7, with us, with the interns, with everything that's going on in there, with the memes, the food, all of it. So make sure you guys check that out, loosecannonslive.com. Before I forget, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you are new, and of course the like button as you're sitting here watching me do this same spiel over and over and over again. Tonight we are joined by one of our interns, the lovely Vixen. Say hello, Vixen.
Hello, boys and girls.
And girls, and all of the other pronouns, whatever you guys like. Stank.
Sure.
Before we dive into what I think is a very funny extension for Todd Bowles and Jason Licht, because it's kind of like a fuck you to some fans, but we got to talk about some uniform stuff before we dive in here, right? I think we have to.
Breaking news?
I believe it's slightly breaking news. We hinted on this show months ago, that the Bucs would more than likely be unveiling a white creamsicle jersey to rock during this season, being that it's a 50th year celebration for the franchise. We speculated it could be in Seattle against the other franchise that's also celebrating their 50th year. It makes sense. It'd go head to head with their, throwbacks as well. Also, rumor has come out that Seattle will be unveiling a white away version of their 1990s uniform. Stank, the Bucs are rocking creamsicle white with white pants this season, and more than likely will be the home opener against the New York Jets. You being someone who was born the year that the franchise was born, okay,
Yep.
lived through many of the creamsicle years, all of them. I feel like you should be the one to kind of speak to whether you're excited, not excited, and what this actually means to you as a Bucs fan.
I'm excited. Shout out to the birdie who whispered in our ear a little earlier. Somebody who hates the Eagles a whole lot. Like he hates them. Nobody hates them more. For giving us a little inside baseball, as they say out here on the streets. But yeah, no, I love embracing the pain. I feel like that's how you get through things in life. I was told a long time ago in a cave, barefoot, next to a Buddhist monk, that you have to be one with your pain. And so I embrace it. Bring it all back. Bring fucking Trent Dilfer back. Bring fucking Testaverde back. Bring them all back for that game so I can just secretly fucking hate him. I think I've made it no secret, bro. I hate Trent Dilfer, right? I would love to slap him in the stupid dimple chin.
Here's what's funny. I've been trying to get him on the pod for about a year and a half now. So listen, you're going to have to talk to him. I'm trying to put together a series of shows with all of our quarterbacks that we had to struggle through before finally getting to Tom Brady, the pre-Tom Brady years. And Trent Dilfer, where he wore number 12. He has to be one of those guys. But Listen, man, I'm not a big fan of creamsicle uniforms in general. I don't like the colors. I actually do like the away uniforms. I do like them, especially without the orange pants. I think it looks pretty clean. But here's the thing, though, man. It's celebrating losing. I'm not a big fan of the fact that we're wearing the home creamsicles against the Falcons they announced, I think, late last week in that primetime game. And I know how many fans are out there crying about, oh, we're playing in a primetime game and we're wearing creamsicles. We're going to lose by 50 and it's against the Falcons. Like all of those, it seems like a perfect storm. But I'm a little annoyed that we're not doing this in Seattle against that team's uniform. I feel like that would have been the way. How are these two franchises not getting together and making this happen? Why are they not planning this properly? Like, who's dropping the ball here?
I think it's a logistical nightmare because they're both unleashing their home jerseys, their away jerseys, whatever, the white jerseys.
No, they would wear their home throwbacks the game that we come there. That's what I'm saying. Against our white.
Somebody fucked up. I mean, white is our home jersey, really, right? We try to be like fucking Dallas and make the white our home jersey, which all the fans hate. And then therefore we never ever get to see the red or the red and pewter, which is by far the best uniform ever, except for the all red alarm clocks. That's
right there. You're right. That's right.
That's
You're
right
right
up there.
Wait, speaking of great uniforms, second year in a row, we are not getting a pewter uniform. So I hinted in my tweet earlier, why do the Bucs hate their own uniforms? Why do they hate the coolest? Like every team has gone to some sort of murdered out look. Every year, another team gets added to that list. And the Bucs have a perfectly built-in one. It's part of their color palette. It's on their fucking helmet. They don't got to change helmets to pull it off. They've got to change pants if you really think about it. I mean, they do, but they really don't. And yet here we are not seeing the pewter uniforms a second year in a row. And in my opinion, the best alternate uniform in the entire NFL. And yet here we are not going to see it.
Disagree. I don't like them. They got something. They got something wrong with it. I don't know what it is.
I'll tell you what it is. It's the fact that they're white numbers and not red. That's what's wrong with them. They should be red numbers, white outline, pewter uniform. That's what's wrong with them.
Clearly, the Glazer boys and girls weren't a fan because they could easily bring them back at any point.
So
and
awesome.
I don't know if something just wasn't right with those. It just didn't feel right. I don't think did we win those?
Yeah, we did. We did. Yeah.
It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. We're still wearing creamsicles, and we can't win.
Yeah, they're choosing to wear the ones that we lose the most in over the ones that we predominantly win in. I mean, the red ones are the ones we were absolutely horrible in. Remember the ketchup and mustard night? That thing was just absolutely dreadful.
How could anybody ever
Hideous.
The ketchup and mustard game? I mean, the uniforms were amazing, but we played like absolute dog shit that game. It was an embarrassment, and I still love those uniforms though.
Yeah,
I really do.
Anyway, Stank, let's actually talk about real football shit now, stuff that actually matters. And then we're going to get back to what your weekend comprised of, specifically a video that was leaked to me that eventually leaked into a screenshot to Twitter. Okay, we're going to get to that. But let's talk about the Bucs extending Todd Bowles, Jason Licht. Everyone had so much hatred and just terrible things to say about Todd Bowles all last season. He's on the hot seat. Is he on the hot seat? Is he not on the hot seat? Put Liam Cohen in charge. All of those things. And so they have extended his contract, Stank. So is this his last shot? Have we reached the point of no more excuses for Todd Bowles? He's got 3 straight division titles. He's only got 1 playoff win to show for that. Is it make or break in terms of the Todd Bowles head coaching legacy here in Tampa? Or is this just some shit to talk about on a podcast on a Monday night?
I feel like he's like a lot of coaches, right? I mean, we fired Tony Dungy, so this ownership's not afraid to let a coach go that's had some success, that just can't get you over the hill. I think it made their decision a whole lot easier when Liam fucked us. So there wasn't, the hot bitch left, and so there's really nobody to get excited about that's in the building right now. We don't know what Grizz is going to be. Grizz guy's like some just kind of laid back. He's not country. He went to Yale, but he doesn't carry himself that way. He's just chill, He's not terrible to look at. He's just kind of, I don't know what it is about him. He's just kind of there. And, so nothing to get excited about with him yet. And so Todd clearly isn't looking at retirement, got a 3-year deal. Any coach can get fired after a bad season. The wheels somehow fell off, which I don't think they will, because this team, this locker room, this franchise, the quarterback, the offensive line, the fucking leaders on this team, I don't think they're going to allow that to happen. And Todd Bowles deserves credit for that, as does Jason Licht. And obviously, he's not going anywhere. That motherfucker's a made man.
So I don't think it's his last shot, right? I don't think it's make or break yet. But I think the next 2 to 3 years, like this is it, dude. You're either going to be here for another 5 years after that, or you're probably not. And so I think it has to be Super Bowl or bust in the next 3 years. What year that happens?
You could say that about fucking Shanahan, and
you could
say that about a lot of coaches out there. So I don't know that there's any real pressure, like outside of the normal pressure that's there. Todd is we've talked to Todd. We're friends with Todd. Todd's very comfortable. He's very proud of what he's done. If you're a Todd fan, you could argue that the horses haven't been there on defense, and he's had to make the best that he possibly can with what he's had, rebuilding this fucking team, rebuilding this roster, having no money to spend. Somehow, thankfully you got Jason Licht in that scouting staff that has found the next franchise quarterback, which we've never really had before, right? Outside of that guy we rented a couple years ago who, inherited such an incredible team, took us to the Super Bowl.
Forgotten human being too.
Yeah, so Todd has been steady, man. He's been steady. He's been exactly what this franchise has needed. Honestly, I don't know that BA is as patient as Todd has had to be. I don't know that. Maybe you gotta love what he's been able to do. Yes, this division's kind of down, and so it's made it a bit easier to win the division. But I don't give a fuck. Winning is winning, bro. And we've got it done when we've had to get it done. We won games when we've had to win games. And, we haven't shown that we can dominate. And so we're liable to lose games like we did, against Washington by beating ourselves in a very winnable game. And so that has to change. That does have to change.
I don't think he was ever on the hot seat. And I kind of hinted at some of that last year. I kind of kept saying he's got a lot of excuses built into what happened last year, a lot. And people just didn't want to recognize those excuses. And they wanted to because, we have a lot of fans in this fan base who are just like, let's crown the next guy. Let's crown the next guy. Liam is the guy. But if you go back and really, watch the games honestly with yourself, there are moments where a guy like Baker made Liam look better. A guy like Bucky made Liam look better. A guy like, Chris Godwin, J-Mac, all these names of these players that were able to kind of turn plays that were failing into successful moments, right? And so that happens obviously in every single scenario, on every on most teams. But Todd Bowles' ass to the fire, I think that's all been overblown. But he's got his guys now, Stank. He's got the defensive players. I feel like they've really focused on that in the draft. They got him some really good talent, to actually play with. He's got a lot of moving pieces that he can, use as these, sharks in the water and in different types of scenarios. And you got Servassier Dennis saying he's healthy. He looks great in camp again. So I feel like you got to do more than one playoff win here this season. You've got to win more than one playoff game. And I feel like NFC Championship game is kind of the least expectation at this point for this roster and for this team, especially for Todd Bowles, because I don't think he has those built-in excuses. You get to that NFC Championship game, you know what? You're thinking, all right, we have the guy. Let's continue to build on that. We have the guy. Let's continue to build on that. And I think it does speak volumes, though, that after last year, after what happened with the Liam Cohen stuff, that they end up extending Todd Bowles. And that just, again, the Glazers have changed how they've kind of functioned over the years, Stank. When I really like this because, the teams like the Steelers, the Green Bay Packers, teams like that just kind of, they don't rush to make those stupid decisions and yank coaches and, move from one, leadership to the it's not necessary. It's always for the bad. It never seems to work out. And so now they're finally showing patience and understanding that let's just continue to build. We're being competitive. We're in a down year here and there after the Tom Brady tax. And here we are still competing. There's something to be said about that.
You can look at it in two ways, right? You can't deny that they wanted Liam to be the heir apparent, right? They were willing to offer him more than Todd was making. If you believe what we heard, right? If you believe what's been reported, they were willing to make Liam one of the top paid guys, and I don't know how that would have felt in the locker room. I don't know how Todd would have handled that. They could have made that decision this year. They could have easily said, you know what, Todd, we love you, man, but we can't. We don't want to let Liam out the door. I'm glad Liam showed who he really is, right? I'm glad the serpent fucking came out of the fucking skin and shit and showed what a piece of fucking absolute dog shit that guy is as a human being. So we dodged a bullet there. I don't care how good of a coach that guy is. Ultimately, he's gonna fuck somebody. And Todd is not that guy. Todd's a guy, with integrity. He fucking takes every bullet, every arrow for his team. But you can look at it from the other side, right? Because they did have the opportunity to make that decision and maybe force Todd out. They decided not to do that. They decided to keep Todd here. They wanted their cake and they wanted to eat it too. But they had a decision that they could have made, and they decided to keep Todd in the building. And I think the repercussions of firing Todd to keep Liam could have destroyed this locker room. Because 100%. We know, because we have relationships with a lot of these players, they fucking love Todd. The fan base might feel some kind of way about him because he doesn't show a whole lot of emotion. He's the antithesis of Bruce Arians. But I mean, the proof's in the pudding, man. We've won this division 4 years in a row. I think, longest stretch of success this franchise has ever had. And how do you let a guy like that go, man? I just don't know.
Stank, he's shown when he has the pieces, his defense is very good. It's in the top, 10 in the league when he has his pieces. But again, you got to go back last year, the year before that. Those players don't quit on Todd Bowles. They just don't. And they've had moments where they could have easily quit on Todd Bowles, and yet they continue to go out there and fight for him. They never allowed Todd Bowles to take the heat for them, even though he did. They never pointed that finger. It just never felt like the Lovie Smith era. It never felt like Mike Smith and Dirk Cutter era. It never felt like, the end of the Raheem era. It never felt like Schiano era. It never felt like all those moments that we went through where you're like, that team does not give a fuck about that coach. It always felt like they were out there giving it everything for Todd, even the guys that really shouldn't have been out there. And then that speaks volumes, man. To hold a team through a 5-game losing streak, to hold them through a 4-game losing streak, to hold them through ups and downs, to hold them through injuries and all these moments, that means you're a fucking good leader, man. And like you said, people told us this too. Like, if they would have fired Todd to keep Liam, it would have rubbed so many of these guys the wrong way. And just think of just one name I'm going to give you, Levante David. Imagine what Levante David would have thought of that. And if Levante David would have come back last year, if this had happened the year before that, right? Or if it had happened this year, would he come back this year? Levante Evans and Todd Mike Evans,
same
even
thing.
A guy like Rashad White, a running back who speaks so highly of the head coach who's a defensive coordinator on the team, right? How many interactions does he actually have with the head coach, right? One-on-one. And he speaks so highly of him and how they refuse to let that guy take it on the chin for them. And Shaq Barrett, Stank, when we had him on the show, we asked him so many times, and I gave him opportunity, and he never once wanted to say anything negative about Todd Bowles or even blame the injuries. He said, it's our job. Todd puts us in the position.
We don't give a fuck. We're not credentialed media by choice, by the way, right? We're not in that locker room every day, but we do have a good relationship with plenty of players who off the record could absolutely trash the guy. I haven't heard one bad word.
No,
not one single negative sentiment. They all resoundingly, love Todd. That's not enough to keep your job necessarily. He still has to, you're in this to win Super Bowls. He still has to push this team over the top. People make a lot of comparisons and say, he's this, he's that. People said that, about a lot of coaches. You got to make that change. Andy Reid was that guy at one point in Philadelphia. They were winning, but it wasn't good enough ultimately. And so, believe it or not, if you guys are young, Andy Reid was that guy where it's like, okay, great coach, but great locker room, players love him, just can't win the big game. And we had a whole lot to do with that. So fuck Andy Reid, by the way. I'm sorry to even bring his name up on this podcast.
I mean, Stank, it reminds me of what the Eagles did too. They got to the Super Bowl, and then they had a few years where it was just, terrible. But the rest of the division was also terrible. And they kind of just weathered that storm and then fought right back up. And it was the perfect scenario for them to take a step back, reassess things, move some pieces, get some more guys, and then Now they're back in the Super Bowl, and then they're back in the Super Bowl 2 years after that, and they're winning it, right? So I think the Bucs timed it really well. The division's down, the Tom Brady tax hits, and who's bridging you as the leader through all of that nonsense and still keeping you competitive? Obviously, the general manager helps, but who's the guy in the locker room day to day doing all that? It's Todd Bowles. You got to give him credit for that. And you could argue in every one of those seasons up until this season now, he's had, like, listen, I had a crutch. I don't have this guy. I haven't had that guy. We had the Devin White scenario that played out 2 years ago that I think was a lot more than people really realized was going on with that guy behind the scenes. So all of these things, and now you're like, okay, now you've got it. So let's see what Todd can do. And I think he's gonna wow some people, honestly, with this defense. And I think the defense is gonna wow some people. So I'm excited about this, man. And you know what? Todd Bowles fucking deserves it. I'll say it. He deserves the extension.
He's also the head fucking coach of this football team. And so you can put all the defensive negativity on him what you want, but then you need to give him the equal amount of credit for breaking in Baker Mayfield, breaking in offensive coordinator after offensive coordinator.
Breaking in Baker Mayfield.
We're a top offense in this league. Special teams improved last year. Somehow, stupid kicker, stupid punter, we still somehow make it work there.
12 punters last year. How many punters did we have? We had punt cunt. We had punt cunt. We had punt god. We had punt bitch. We had all of them, dude.
Dude, fuck that punt cunt, bro. Where is that guy at? He's not in the league anymore. Definitely not.
God, punted his cunt right out the nation, dude.
He did. Yeah.
It is what it is. But the other thing too, saying they've gotten better every year. Their record's gotten better every year. And I really think if Servassier Dennis doesn't get injured, this team probably wins 2 or 3 more games. I mean, they're in a handful of them. So to not think that a massive hole in the middle of the field wouldn't have helped, I mean, that'd be crazy. So yeah, he deserves it, man.
You could say a lot. I mean, we've lost a lot, right? We lost, Devin White fucking lost his mind. Ryan Jensen lost his health. We've had hits. We lost a fucking Hall of Fame a quarterback who was fucking going through hell with a divorce. All the shit that he had to inherit, especially his first season. What the fuck was that about? He could write a book. I really would love Todd to write a book about that season. It hasn't been easy. Somehow we still won that division and should have fucking beat the Rams. But whatever.
And to the people who've commented about his misuse of timeouts and time management, guess what, guys? He's gonna have a timeout guy this year. He's gonna have a certified timeout nerd who's going to understand time management skills, probably killer at Madden, by the way, this guy. But that's going to be something that Todd's going to have on the sidelines 100% this year to where he doesn't have to worry about that. And you know what? You could say this about other coaches too. It's not blown out of proportion with some of these other guys like it is with Todd for some reason, because maybe he doesn't show enough emotion on the sidelines or whatever it is. But I mean, he showed a little bit more last year. I mean, after the interview at halftime when he goes, these guys got to get their heads out of their asses. I mean, you don't see that from Todd too often. But other coaches I could point to, don't have them off the top of my head, who've also struggled with timeout scenarios and going for 2 and things like that. Even that fucking idiot at MCDC up in Detroit, he's had his ups and downs where the risk and the reward isn't always exactly the same, dude. And yet he just throws the fucking dice no matter what. So 2 sides of both coins.
Remember when Bruce Arians called a timeout and iced his own kicker against
the
Giants?
Took a penalty. He took a penalty on purpose. No one crucified him for it.
No, they don't.
It didn't become his MO.
Didn't we get this guy from Jacksonville, right? We traded our stupid fucking snake, or we let the snake out of the building, and we got this mastermind of timeouts from Jacksonville. Even trade could work out way better for us. I think maybe
one snake for another. Is that what it? Yeah.
Timeout. This guy's the timeout snake because I like it.
Timeout snake. I like that.
Timeout snake. Yeah.
We need it. What's a steak that starts with a T though? Any snake fans in the chat, hook us up with the name of a snake.
There's a baby daddy in there somewhere.
Yeah, there's somebody in here that wants you to put a baby in his wife's Stank, which is just absolutely disgusting.
Vixen, I saw that comment earlier. You want to read it to everybody? Because I feel like everybody should know. Everybody should know how people feel.
It said that Stank, I am at the gym, but I wanted to hop on for a moment to let you know that I need you to be my baby daddy.
Stank?
I mean, listen, I get it. If I wasn't happily married and my wife wasn't terrifying, she's violent, as Samara will attest to. If all those things weren't part of the factor, I'd be happy to share my seeds. At a cost, this ain't free in this world.
You're 50 years old. I mean, how
you think I'm shooting blanks? I'm 49, by the way. 49.
Are you? How
49.
seedful are you? And, you know,
Dude, if I showed you my bottle of baby oil, you'd see. You'd know.
That doesn't mean
by the way,
anything.
I need to ship me a new bottle. Somebody said, have you, somebody were talking about the Diddy trial and was like, has anybody ever finished one bottle of baby oil? I'm getting close. That's what I'm saying.
It's not that hard, boys. You just got to learn how to use it, right? All right. So we've talked about Todd. All right. The other guy who got his extension at a couple years added to his contract, Jason Licht. We think he's the best general manager in the NFL. Okay, Stank. Other fan bases probably argue it, but you got to give him credit for being able to build contenders, not just, you know, in one box. He's been able to do it in multiple boxes across different eras. He's bridged the Tom Brady to the Baker era, done it almost seamlessly. I mean, just beautifully done. Learns when to sign guys with chips on their shoulder and life fires up their asses. And like, when does Jason Licht finally get his flowers as being one of the, if not the best general managers in the NFL, Stank? I think this is the year that everyone finally realizes this guy knows what the fuck he's doing. Not only is he good at coming up with a team of people that work for him that know what they're good at and what they're doing, but this guy can evaluate talent. Like, he's made this is where he grew, man. Talent evaluation, right? O-line, nitty gritty, in the fucking trenches, the shit that matters. It's stuff that makes John Gruden excited. Okay. Yep. That's where he's gotten, you know, his career rolling, and that's where he leans on. And he's just building a team, dude, a roster that can contend, can constantly be competitive. It's fucking time. This is the year everyone's going to say, Jason Licht really is that dude. Look, he just went and got Ibuka in the first round when he has a loaded wide receiver room. And be like, that's fucking insane. But man, holy shit, that's not a bad move. He's got the best wide receiver in the NFL. Or in the draft, sorry. Like, what? And then you add the other pieces. I think David Walker's going to be another, you know, check mark on the Jason Licht tree of fame. It's just going to be ridiculous, man. I think this is the year the teams are going to finally stop sucking that guy in Philadelphia's cock and give Jason Licht a few tickles on his sack.
I think he would like that. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, the guy had the best off season in the history of the off seasons a couple of years ago. You know, when we, you know, during the pandemic, you can't even. Seriously, there's no comparison.
Signing Tom Brady immediately gives you the best offseason ever.
But look at the draft, right? Wirfs and fucking Winfield, who both contributed to that Super Bowl, were integral pieces. I can't really talk.
And now, 2-3 years later, are the highest paid at their positions.
Highest paid positions, the leader on offense, the leader on defense. You know, outside of Bake, maybe. It doesn't get any better than that, and he continues to draft well. You know, I think the guy said it. If you watch all the interviews he's had this offseason, he thought he was going to be out of the league after his fifth year. Like, if you ask him, he probably deserved to get fired. But this ownership group believed in him. I mean, he does shit differently. He's not a pencil pusher, bro. He's not one of these fucking nerds. Like, I think he will beat up every other general manager, every single one. John Lynch, he'll whoop John Lynch's ass, bro. Whoop his ass. John can fight. John can probably fight. He knocks his brother off.
No, John's got a fucked up neck, dude. Fuck that. I
feel like
he
he's
can't
got
fight Jason Licht.
He's got a little CTE too, quite a bit actually.
Maybe okay. That's fucked up to say, but and you know what? The other thing too is how many other GMs really know their slots as well as Jason does. Right? How many hot little slots has he drafted?
Yeah, Pat Williams just said hot little slots.
I mean, we're talking about this guy knows it, man.
Graphic? Can you make that a graphic, please?
We should make it a graphic. And you know what?
We need a hot little slots graphic.
Stank, who doesn't love a little tickle on the balls as a thank you for doing your job right? Right? I mean, isn't that kind of like when you're having sex, you're doing you want that little tickle as a thank you. Like, hey man, you're fucking doing great back there. Keep it up, boss. Keep it up, daddy. I mean, that's what everybody wants. And at some point, the rest of the league needs to reach back there, tickle Light's balls and be like, dude, you're fucking doing a good job. I mean, keep it up.
There's not really a better analogy than that. He deserves that kind of respect. I absolutely agree. You know, he's underrated. This franchise has always had that, right? Everybody who's had success that's played for this team has never really gotten the credit they deserve. You know, we got Hall of Famers in the locker room right now, Levante David and Mike Evans still don't get the credit they deserve. It's just always going to be like that for whatever reason, small market team, blah, 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 but whatever that bullshit is, right? It just is the way it is. So whatever. I think that underdog mentality is what drives him. we don't do well when people are stroking us anyway. So I think that this whole team feeds off this, especially our quarterback, especially that guy. That guy needs the doubters. He needs the hate. He needs to be fueled by his failure. He needs that shit because he is a fucking savage. When he's down, when people are doubting us, that's when he's at his best. So I feel like Jason also carries that, which is why there's such a good marriage between the two. Bake, you'll see, get paid, and he'll be here for a long time. He'll be the first fucking real quarterback to get an extension, real franchise quarterback that this franchise has ever had outside of Doug Williams, who got fucked. But
no, I mean, Stank, that's the thing too. Like he's made so many of these kind of prove it deal scenarios with these guys, and they don't all work. I mean, we're not gonna pretend there wasn't, the Ryan Neals of the world, okay, and there wasn't, some other guys like that. But more often than not, he goes and finds those guys. He understands, as a team, not just him by himself. They understand how to, identify certain, personality traits and if guys are hard workers or not, and they push the buttons the right way. And they give him a deal to get in. Hey, come on down. If you earn it, you're staying. And they have a proven track record. If you earn it with the Bucs, they will pay you. They will keep you. The Shaq Barretts of the world, like they will attest to that. And that's proven in the pudding. And that's what other players see on other teams. And they're looking, hey, should I go to Tampa? I don't know. I have to prove myself. But when these guys prove themselves, they do get paid. And he's just gotten himself in such a scenario every time where he's doing it the right way, man. And again, he rewards those guys. So he's been able to find gems more often than not. Then you go to the draft, the Ali Marpettes of the world. Okay, to win a Super Bowl with Donovan Smith, who I didn't think was a bad pick on top of that, right? And then you go out and you get Cody Mock. You draft Tristan Wirfs. You get Graham Barton. And then you get the Luke Gedeckis of the world that nobody knows about. Like all these names. I mean, it's just the Bucky Irvings of the world that no one gave a shot to or really thought they could do. We got, Dez coming in now. Guys, Dez Johnson, got another Johnson in the slot. I mean, the list goes on and on of these guys that he's able to find. Just Bredesen last year being a guy that they signed and having him come in, start every single game of the season and not be a problem, not be an issue at left guard out of nowhere. I mean, again, just ridiculous, man, to have a guy like Hainsey, who was able to kind of step in, become a starter, then become a backup, a quality swing option at almost any spot on the field. That's fucking ridiculous, man. And that's just the offensive line. Tyke Smith, he drafted Carlton Davis and Jamel Dean. We won a Super Bowl with those guys. He has Antoine Winfield. I mean, now we've got Parrish coming in. We've got damn it, his name escapes me. Benjamin Morrison coming, like all these names that I think are going to continue to be more pegs that we can all look back and say, Jason is the greatest general manager in Bucs history and probably a top 5 in the NFL easily. That's not easily, in my opinion.
He's been pegging, bro. He's pegging hard.
Constant.
He's constantly pegging the competition. He's pegging here at home. This team is homegrown. Right. We know that like the success he's had here is because of him. We haven't had the money to really add a whole lot of outside, ingredients. And so what he's done is it deserves the kudos. He deserves the offseason love that he's been getting, nationally. It's not enough in my mind, but it is what it is. But I don't think he's the type that really needs it anyways. And like I said,
he's uncomfortable with it, actually, which is kind of crazy. Even like amongst us when we're hanging out with him, he's uncomfortable with it. Even when I give him props or send him a quick little text, like,
You're right. Every time I go up to him to give him a warm embrace, he hits me.
Yeah, I mean,
but he fucking tries to hurt me, and I don't appreciate how I've somehow, take the brunt of his anger. I didn't necessarily do anything.
You are the perfect whipping boy or punching bag in a group. I'm trying to think, like, ever since I met you and you became part of, what became the trifecta, you've always been the punching bag. It's part of you. I think maybe it's your soft, you got a squishiness to you. There's something squishy about you. My kids even knew. They saw you. They immediately knew they could hit Uncle Stank. They didn't even question it. They didn't think, should I hit that adult? Like, I've been taught to show respect. They didn't even question any of that. They didn't even, no doubt.
There should be no respect at all. It's crazy.
None. I mean, goes to a couple of things. My son doesn't approve the size of your house, things of that nature. He doesn't think that he should respect you because you don't have a theater in your room. A whole list of things. But going back to Jason, think about this, Stank. Not many teams, I don't think it's ever happened, that won a Super Bowl and they returned all 22 starters the next year, okay? Then I think last year we returned everybody on the offensive side of the ball. Like, multiple times we can go back and look at some scenarios that played out like that. It's just like, That's got to be something that you guys say.
Remember,
That's
when's
a
the
fucking
last
general
time
manager.
we lost somebody? When's the last time we lost somebody that you're like, fuck?
Yeah, that we wanted. Like we lost them. No, we don't. And we even tell them to go shop. Go get yourself a better deal. And they always come back. The Carlton Davises of the world. I mean, Jamel Dean.
Mike Evans.
Chris Godwin twice. Levante David twice. Money. Mike Evans. I mean, go ahead. Sorry.
That's how you know you got it good at home, right? When you could go out there and get some strange, but you don't want it. You don't need it.
You're
right?
even given the pass to go get strange.
Getting the pass. You're like, listen, go out there and see what else is out there. You know what I mean?
Go find a better pussy. Go look. I'll let you go look. I'll let you even go try it. Go try it and come back and tell me you found better pussy. Yeah. They come right back to like, I didn't find good enough pussy to even try it.
Yeah. Chris went up to New England and was like, smells like crabs. Nah. I don't like it here. Send me back home where my family is loved. I am loved. I don't need an extra $10 million, right? I want to be here because I feel like something special is happening here.
Stank.
You know, that guy could have gone. He's got a ring. He doesn't need to do. He could be fucking Deion Sanders and go chase another ring and do all that kind of shit. Go anywhere he wants. He
chase money. You go chase money.
All that shit.
But I guess think about this. How good does that pussy at home have to be to turn down $10 million for it? You know how good that pussy got to be, man? I mean, God, that's got to be $11 million pussy is what you're telling me, right? That's some $11 million pussy to turn down $10 million for it.
I don't know if I'm that guy, bro. I don't think I can do it.
Could you turn down $10 million for? Could you turn it down? Just
I don't think my wife would allow me to. Anyways, she wouldn't allow that.
Come over here.
Not allow that at all.
A hot supermodel walks in and says, "Hey, you can fuck me every night, and I'm gonna give you $10 million."
She'd be in my ear coaching me the whole time.
No, but I'm saying she comes. A hot supermodel comes in. Okay, Latina. It checks off all your boxes. All right,
all my boxes.
And she's got a suitcase or a duffel bag, probably $10 million. She puts it down. She says, "I'm gonna marry you. You can fuck me every day, rest of your life, and I'm gonna give you $10 million to do that." Are you gonna be like, "Nah, I'm good with the pussy I got at home"?
Don't lie. Be honest.
No guy could say that, but Chris Godwin could. Chris Godwin did.
Chris Godwin
did.
He's a different kind of guy, bro. But if we haven't mentioned this before, this show's not safe for work. Children,
none.
Elderly, the elderly, really, you shouldn't be listening to this. If you're over the age of 65, don't listen. Okay, if you're in the nursing home, please turn it off. Right, you only got a couple years left.
Bryce, right?
Die with some dignity. Don't listen to this show. Right, if you're fragile, you're already probably not listening to the show. So, make sure that little ears, big ears that are bitches are not listening to the show right now.
Bry says the other teams might make you a good meal, but they won't do that thing you like. That's right. And MK says Samer likes a chubby woman. Actually, I'm absolutely disgusted by anybody who has more than 3% body fat on their body.
You're wrong. Hey, if all that body fat is below the navel, it's Samer's.
Nah, and the booty. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, but that's not a chubby girl. That's a big booty girl. That's different. Yeah. That's different. That's not chubby. Chubby's from the belly button up. It's chubby, right? That's no thanks. But man, Stank. I think $11 million pussy would be the one I would jump shit for sure, though, right? $10 million, you could be like maybe, but $11 million pussy, man.
I'm good.
Should that be a T-shirt that we hand to Chris Godwin?
I think it should be.
Just give him a shirt.
On the side somewhere.
I got $11 million pussy. Just giving them that shirt.
Andrew says, screw you, Stank. I'm 67 and not dead yet. Bro, you're pretty much dead, bro. Listen, your family, they've had enough of you. You had a good run. Why are you stringing it out, dude? Right? Get your affairs in order, man. Now, right? You got maybe 3 more circles around the earth. Get it in order now. Move to Thailand and go sow your royal oats, bro. You've had a good run.
Yeah, go get a bunch of $4 pussies. 100% stay. MK says elderly people need to donate their money to this podcast. Are we becoming the elderly scam podcast? Is that what we're going to do? We're going to scam elderly people of their donation money and just do that little Indian call-in deal to the...
How would that sound? The Indian called in. How would that sound?
Not doing that, man. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. They even bring something up like that, man.
Why? Nobody does one better than you, bro.
I know, man. You're right.
Yeah,
but,
nobody doesn't.
All right, let's talk about
Vixen. Hold on, Vixen. Full screen on Vixen. I got a question for you, Vixen.
Go ahead, ask.
She full screen. What are you eating? I'm watching you out of the corner of my eye, and you are grubbing right now. When you want to share your meal with everybody who's watching right now, because I'm hungry and I feel like You didn't offer me any. You didn't offer Sam any. What is it that you're grubbing on over there?
Where I come from, the Arab world, if you're biting anything and you don't offer, it's fucking rude. What is that? What are we looking at? Cauliflower? What is that?
No, homemade Chinese food.
Homemade Chinese food. Wow.
Okay. I mean, that could be anything. I can't see.
Ginger chai chicken and
What are you reading the label? Are you reading the label underneath it? What are you doing there?
No,
exactly?
I'm showing you the bowl.
Also, is that slot that's in the bowl on purpose, or is that from?
It's for chopsticks.
For chopsticks. Come on, bro. Get with the program here. Did you say chai, by the way? Like tea? Like chai?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you said chai. I was like, I've never had food that had chai in it.
Is it technically homemade Chinese if you're not Chinese, though?
Yeah, bro. What do you can't is culture appropriating to cook other people's types of foods now? No,
I mean, it wouldn't be Chinese if you're not Chinese making it. It can't be homemade Chinese food if the Chinese person's not making it. I don't know,
bro. I don't know. I disagree.
Is it Asian food or is it specifically Chinese food? That's the other thing we got to ask.
Okay, fine. It's Asian food, but it has crab rangoons, and those are the best ever. Have you guys had those before?
You mix those into your rice, though. You mix those into your rice.
I had them off to the side.
I don't like people who. I don't like the mix and match in a bowl scenario. I like all my stuff separated out.
I feel like I knew you were gonna be a separate your food bitch, bro.
You're right.
Any of those? You don't go to any of those bowl places. Then, like, you're not a bowl guy.
I put things together that should be together in the bowl, but I'm not having things on to the side that like.
You're a fucking food.
Here's the thing. Check this out. If you ever order a bowl, say at Papa's or whatever those fucking bowl places are called, like Chipotle, I guess, and you put guac on top of your bowl, you're a fucking moron. You're an absolute moron. You're an absolute idiot. No,
I put guac on top of my bowl.
No, guac is on the side. Guac is a
It's a bowl for a reason.
No, you can't mix guac into all that shit. No, you can't. No, it gets in. You can't mix it in all. It's a top of the spoon scenario with guac.
Talking about, bro.
Always. It's a per bite scenario. It's never an all-inclusive on top of the entire bowl. The only time all-inclusive guac is acceptable is on the taco.
I'm not saying you blend it all together and eat it. It could still.
Then why are you putting it on the bowl? Then why are you putting it on the bowl? Put it on the side.
Where else is it gonna go? If it gets any better on the side,
who orders a hot bowl? Okay, and then put something superiorly cold on top of it. Sour cream people, you're fucking idiots too. Sour cream also is not Spanish. It's not a Spanish thing. You don't go to Mexico and get sour cream. No.
Hey, here's a hot take. Tex-Mex is better than Mexican food.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
If you don't agree with that, you have a terrible palate.
No, you're wrong.
Are we talking about fucking palates here? You're the guy who says that fucking Junior Mints.
Yeah. Okay.
Real quick. You think Junior Mints are
What's
really
wrong
the best fucking movie food?
Stop. Hold on. Tell me why so many people don't like Thin Mints or Junior Mints. Like what do you not like about them?
First of all, Junior Mints, somebody said it, bro. It's chocolate covered toothpaste.
Okay.
Gross. Not even a real
so the Girl Scout cookies don't taste like toothpaste?
Which ones? Thin Mints?
Yeah, Thin Mints,
You're
fuck.
high, bro. You're high.
You're crazy. It's the same flavor. It's just crispy.
They're not the same as they used to be. They used to be better. Whatever the shit they're putting in them now ain't the same. There's some fucking GMO
We're gonna do a Girl Scout cookie segment.
Okay. I have a feeling there's only really one right answer. Thin Mints could be the right answer, but there's only really one right answer. What is the best Girl Scout cookie? Go.
Those Samoan deals.
Samoas, exactly.
Samoas.
Come on. Okay.
All the way.
I don't care if you don't like coconut. Fuck you. Samoas are the best.
So that's the only scenario that I will eat a coconut flavored stuff, right? That cookie. But man, to tell me that you like Thin Mints, right? But you don't like Junior Mints, okay? Do you like the little Andes chocolates you get on your pillow at certain hotels?
Yeah.
Okay. Guess what? Tastes the same. Tastes better than popcorn.
They do not.
Popcorn is so overrated. Maybe it's because I've I don't know what happened. When I hit 25 years old, 30 years old maybe, like popcorn just became a choke fest. No matter what happens, I was choking on popcorn, picking it out later. It ruined the movie experience for me. And I just said, I'm never going back to popcorn again. I don't want anything to do with popcorn.
I feel like
they don't serve popcorn with jalapenos.
You must have a tight esophagus, bro. You need to loosen that thing up.
You got to get jalapenos on popcorn for it to even taste good. And those are usually offered at movie theaters. So there you go. Popcorn is not the best thing to order at a theater. It just isn't. And you tell me, what's the hate for Junior Mints? You still haven't explained it to me.
Listen, popcorn's its own thing, okay? We're talking about candy here. Popcorn is clearly the best thing to eat in a movie theater, but we're talking about candy alone. right? I personally, I like that waxy flavored fucking red vines or whatever the fuck they're called, Twizzlers. That's what I eat. I like those.
Twizzlers are good. Don't get me wrong, but that's a road trip candy.
Don't know what they're made of.
It's not sticky. Like it's not sticky. It can't leave remnants on your car. It's the perfect road trip candy. And you can just eat it for 4 hours and never once be like, man, I'm overwhelmed by this candy. You have any other candy in that scenario on a road trip, and you're immediately sick of that candy within 20 minutes. And it's leaving sugar. It's got stickiness to it. It's leaving remnants in your car. It's a whole fucking song and goddamn dance to have any other candy on the road, right? But I'm just saying, people are like, Junior Mints don't mix well with popcorn. Yeah, no shit. That's why you don't fucking eat popcorn, you idiot. Fuck the
Pantry
popcorn.
says Junior Mints are great. So are mint Oreos. Hey, have y'all ever had the chocolate covered mint Oreos? They're not just they're
mint. Like dipped in the chocolate.
They're dipped in chocolate, and then listen. I'm a big fan of chocolate and mint. Okay, but that isn't what I go to in the movie theater. It's just not. I'm sorry. Somebody said Reese's Pieces. Are you talking about the fucking ET shit?
Like they melt. They melt.
About the peanut butter M&M?
The M&M size ones.
Nah. They're gonna fall. Okay, if you get them in your hand and you haven't opened it the second you sat down to eat it, they're getting chocolate all over your hands, and you're in the dark, so you don't know. You might touch your face, might touch your shirt, might touch your phone. You leave. You're like, where the fuck did all this chocolate on my body come from? It's from the fucking stupid M&M Reese's or the Reese's
MK
Pieces.
Says Stank likes peanut M&Ms. You want to hear something funny? Hated them when I was a kid, but in my old man years, I'm going peanut M&Ms over
yellow bag, right?
Yeah,
every time, bro.
When I was a kid, I'd throw them in the fucking gutter, bro.
Never like
M&Ms on Halloween. I'm throwing them in the gutter now.
I never liked the brown bag. Never. I'm not a big chocolate guy, just straight up by itself. Chocolate with peanut butter, all right. Chocolate with mint, hell yeah. Chocolate with peanuts, almonds, I'm in. Cool. That's why the yellow bag M&M is always going to be the best M&M flavor. This is what it is.
Listen, bro, there's not entire stores, right, that are just like different kind of Junior Mints. You know, if we want to go back to the best snack ever, there's popcorn stores, right? You can go in, there's 900 types of popcorns.
If it's so great, why did they have to invent Cracker Jacks? Okay, if it was so great on its own, why did they have to put it in a mixture of caramel and nonsense like that?
Don't be hating.
Are you hating on Cracker?
There's a toy in there.
It's a toy.
It's a little tattoo. It's a little make-believe tattoo. It's not a toy.
In Junior Mints? No.
Yeah, you do. Because the candy is so good, it's a joy in itself.
First of all, the candy's always one piece at the bottom. Like, it's already melted.
It's not. What kind of movie theater? Yeah, if you're going to a movie theater in Seminole Heights, maybe. Yeah, sure. But come on, you go to a classy movie theater. Exactly. See, that's the point. You telling me? Come on. Seriously, if popcorn was so great, Cracker Jacks wouldn't exist. All right. That's how it works. No one says I'm going to go have a peanut butter sandwich. No one says I'm going to go have a jelly sandwich. They say I'm going to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because those two took two singulars that did not work and made them a whole. Okay. No one says I'm going to go
like 6 ounces of Junior Mints. Have you ever accidentally tried a fucking what's the fucking popcorn that has like just a little bit of sugar on it? What's it called? You get it at the fair and shit. Help me out here. Come on, somebody in the chat. It's the fucking shit you get what is it called, bro? The fucking God.
Kettle corn.
Have you ever tried
kettle corn? Doesn't have sugar on it.
Kettle corn does have sugar on it. What the
fuck? But I know it's a sweeter corn that's made into kettle corn. No, it's not sugar added.
It's definitely laced with corn with sugar. By the way,
nah, this is garbage. It's garbage too. No,
you're wrong, bro.
It's garbage.
Right? I've eaten entire fucking enough for 5 families. I mean, entire thing.
So you're telling me in order for a snack to be good, that means you can't stop until you've eaten all of it?
Yes, absolutely.
No, that's just called irresponsible gluttony. You're a fat fuck. You can't stop eating popcorn when you get the giant bucket. There's something wrong with you. If you somehow walk out with an empty bucket of popcorn, there's something fucking wrong with you. That is designed to be dumped at the 0.75 mark. That's it. 75% of that popcorn is left over. You're dumping it on the way out. You're keeping it if it's a collector's item. Otherwise, you're throwing the whole thing in the dump.
Listen, I was a refill guy back in the day when
the bucket, the big ass bucket.
When America was America and you could go back and refill your popcorn bag, that was me.
The big one.
Tom Romero Jr. 6306 says this may be. Tom is obviously not a fan of Junior Mints, bro. That's how pissed off you did. You fucking pissed Tom Jr. Romero Jr. off, bro. Apologize right now. to Tom?
Because he loves popcorn? Fuck him. Popcorn's for fucking idiots who don't know anything about snacks.
You hurt Tom's feelings.
Stank, here's the thing. If you got to go and hit that squeezy butter thing 4 or 5 times, all right, there's something wrong. No, there's some. No, it's like melted butter. What are you talking about?
It looks like fucking motor oil.
So go to the theater, okay? Take your wife on a date on Wednesday night. I want you to go to the theater, all right? Watch a movie, and then pay attention to how many fuckers just take the bowl that they get and walk right into the theater. They don't. All the fat fucks park at that stupid thing. They all start squeezing butter on themselves like idiots, right? If it's so great, why do you got to do that? Right? It doesn't stand alone. It just doesn't. It's absolute dog shit. And you fucking know it, man. And you know what? Junior Mints, let me tell you something, Stank. That box of Junior Mints that I took a photo of the other day, I still have it. I still have a half of it left over because it's so good that you want to save it. That's how good it is.
Well,
not dumping a fucking bucket of popcorn down my face like a fat fuck.
Nobody stops eating a snack because it's too good, bro. That's first of all, strike one. All right. And listen. You got to put more butter on there. Not everybody likes the same amount of butter. I want my popcorn to squeak. That's how much butter I like in my mouth. All right. I want to bite down on it and go. All right.
Sounds like a dying seagull every bite you take.
That's the saturation.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
That's disgusting, dude. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous, man. Imagine someone walking up with a box of Junior Mints and just squeezing that butter on it. Just until it's flooded to the top. They're drinking the fucking Junior Mints and that buttery oil nonsense that's probably laced with fucking meth, all right? Everybody who walks out of that fucking, I mean, I can't believe you eat the whole bucket. How is that even possible?
Oh, bro, you got to leave this theater in shame. If you don't feel terrible about yourself when you walk out of the movie theater.
Are you finishing that soda? They give you like a 5-gallon jug in the refillable sodas. You finishing that too?
I'm not a soda guy, so maybe that's why I throw all my calories into whatever snack I'm fucking eating. Unless it's Olipop, by the way, underrated soda. Anybody here like it?
Olipop. Yeah. You sound like an Olipop guy.
There's a super chat. You guys.
There is.
Yeah, get to it.
You freaking love this show. We appreciate you watching. They love you back.
What's the super chat?
I just said it. I just read it.
The $10 super chat from B Shuck. Maybe you should announce the name of the person.
Yeah.
I purposely didn't say the name.
Why?
No.
B Shuck do to you.
Start over. Try again. That was the worst announcement of a super chat. Yeah, a super chat. Then you start talking. I don't even know what the super chat was. And don't respond to the super chat on our behalf.
Okay. Anyways, what?
Oh my God, Stank. You know we haven't even gotten to the topic on the board yet.
No,
we switched to it. We never got to it.
No, because we had a bone to pick and we had to get that out in the open. So we talk about our problems here on this show out loud. All right. And that was a big problem. I had a hard time yesterday going to sleep because of the whole fucking Junior Mints thing. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Junior Mints thing. You know I'm right. You have yet to tell me what's not good about a Junior Mint. You have yet to tell me what's not good about it.
You know what? I'll say it right now. Too sweet.
Too sweet. What? It's mint.
Too sweet.
It's literally. Wait, do you not brush your teeth then? You think it's too sweet?
I don't. First of all, I use charcoal toothpaste. I don't want sweet toothpaste. Gross. I don't like sweet.
I use this pasty white shit that comes from another country that's not allowed in America. Pristine white teeth. Pristine.
You're importing pasty fucking shit for your teeth?
Yes, sir. Tastes horrible. Absolutely horrible tasting toothpaste. It leaves my mouth so dry, I reconsider brushing my teeth the next day because I don't quite quench my thirst until about 9 p.m. the night prior. That's how bad it is. But it leaves me so white, teeth-wise, that it's just, you can't stop. You just can't.
Share it, bro. Like, share your fucking illegal fucking iron.
Not doing. No,
I want to try it.
I mean, you have to come to the house. It's definitely nothing I could just give you on. It's not street legal.
Anytime I come to your house,
it's not street. It's not street legal paste.
Fucking, that's crazy, bro. I gotta fucking find this out. Anyways, what were we talking about? You were trying to get back into it. Before we went completely off the rails. What's the point of this show? Or is this about podcast?
The next topic we had to discuss. We went to this. We shifted to it. We never actually talked about it. The Bucs are built, not bought. Stan, can this Bucs roster win a Super Bowl? Baker got the young core built, not just the receivers, but the entire team almost built through the draft. It appears, in my opinion, this team is built for long-term success. the Green Bay Packers, the Chiefs, these Eagles teams that are just built to contend year in and year out. The 49ers come to mind. Are the Bucs finally one of those rosters that's not only built to compete for long-term success, but also win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, I'll go as far as saying this might be the best Bucs roster ever. As far as like, look at it now, look at it for the future, the longevity. Like, this is a machine right now. We've got a nice car, bro. That if we take care of that shit and, you know, change the oil and put new tires and rotate, change the wiper blades, this thing can go far. And yes, this is a Super Bowl worthy roster. Doesn't mean we're guaranteed to win a Super Bowl. They've got to show up when it matters in the playoffs and win big games and not beat themselves, right? You can't let the rookie center fuck up the party. A lot of things have to happen. A lot of things have to go our way. Injuries, yada yada yada. You know the fucking the song and dance. But this is a Super Bowl worthy roster. Fucking absolutely, hands down.
So for some reason, I consider the 2021 roster and that team the best Bucs team of all time, in my opinion. I think that was the best team. I think if Antonio Brown doesn't have his fucking ridiculousness.
Yeah, but that wasn't built for longevity.
I know. I agree.
That was a dream team scenario, bro. That wasn't going to last for him.
But okay, that's what I'm saying. But this team, in my opinion, especially if we get a pass rush out of the guys we've added, will be the best team in Bucs history, in my opinion. Whether they win a Super Bowl or not, or make it to the NFC Championship, I don't know. But I think from a roster standpoint, this, in my opinion, is the best Bucs roster of all time. And that's with the Baker Mayfield. That's a first round fucking draft pick, by the way. That's a first overall draft pick.
Overall pick.
Like that's crazy. All right. He's on our team somehow through all the winding roads and, you know, trickling down. He becomes a Buccaneer, and now he's going to be a Buccaneer for life, in my opinion. Right. This team is built to win a Super Bowl and maybe compete for more year in, year out. This feels like the 49ers even when they had Jimmy Garoppolo, that team was competitive. And then they go over to Brock Purdy. Like, they're just in those Super Bowl conversations every single year. The Bucs have entered an era, in my opinion, where that is what they're going to be viewed at, especially when they start to turn some heads this season. And there's no doubt in my mind. I really do think that. And from top bottom, the defense is finally going to be loaded. I think these guys are going to shine. We're going to see a true Yaya Diaby explosion. We have Kalijah Kancey. We have Vita Vea. Now we're adding this guy, Hassan Reddick, who apparently, if you look down our schedule, it's a Hassan Reddick revenge tour almost every week. This is going to be a good defense, maybe a great defense, and this is going to be a Super Bowl roster, in my opinion. They're just built so damn well through the draft. They know how to check and balance their contracts, when to re-sign guys, when to extend guys, when to let guys go. They trade and move pieces around when it makes sense. Just so fucking well run. And again, kind of back to the first two topics, why these guys got their extensions. And now Jason Licht basically built a Ferrari from the ground up and said, here you go, Todd. Don't fucking drive it into a wall. And then, you know what? Yeah. Todd Bowles not that guy that wants to drive it into a wall. He's a safe driver at times.
We're built to win now, which is another reason Todd Bowles got the extension. This team has all the pieces. Yes, the pass rush has to show up, right? The pieces are in place. On paper, this looks like one of the best teams that we've ever had, from top to bottom. But they still got to go out and show that, right? We're projecting quite a bit, but that's what you do in the offseason. You project. I feel like they filled the holes that we needed to fill, but these young guys still have to step up and be the next young guys, right? Parrish has to step up, right? We've got to have some improvement from our secondary. Tyke's got to show he can play safety and be a good guy in coverage
too.
Yeah, not just an in the box guy. So there's a lot that has to go right. But we were arguably potentially a Super Bowl win roster last year. Like we handled the Super Bowl champions last year. So they still have to produce. They still have to, not beat themselves. They still have to get out there and show that they can do it. But if we're looking at it from just an X's and O's and guys that we have on this roster standpoint, fuck yeah, absolutely. Who else in the NFC, outside of maybe the Eagles, can you say is going to dominate this division? I don't see it. I just don't.
No, I mean, if you just talk about just the picks that we have on this team that are literally from the draft. I mean, so many major cogs on this team on both sides of the ball are guys that we drafted, guys that we developed, guys that not just first round picks, second round picks, guys down throughout third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh rounders. A guy like Des Johnson, he's going to be a starter in a sense. He's going to be returning kicks and punts. That's a starter in my opinion, because that's one of the guys that's playing a major role, and they're trying to carve out ways to use him on the field on offense and just getting creative with how he touches the ball. Imagine, like, and it just happened for years now. This isn't just 1 year wonder, pop here or there. This has been constant. This has been a consistent draft and develop scenario, especially considering what it was before Jason got here, when it was the Mike Smith and the Dirk Cutter and the Lovie Smith scenario, even though he was part of that in a sense, but he wasn't the guy he was picking the guys that they wanted. And then finally he took and said, fuck that. And then he put a guy in place in BA who was all about developing and teaching and cultivating. And that's where Todd Bowles takes that baton over from him and continues that on. These guys are all teachers. And I've always said for years, I was so jealous of all those teams that had teachers as coaches throughout the staff. That's the team that always competes, a team that has guys that know how to teach and not just coach. And that's the difference between, good head coach and a great head coach. The guys who know how to teach, and then they hire teachers underneath them. So, yeah, I agree with you, man. This roster's set up.
BA, that's BA, right? He's the one who put that formula in place. Vixen, go ahead. We got love from, I think it's Marty DeYebor.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you say that name. I'm terrible.
Yeah, I think it's Marty DeYebor. Go ahead. Thank you for the fucking super chat, bro.
He says, question, if you're a champion,
wow,
yeah, whatever, wow. And show up to Ray J the week we play the Eagles, and you drop a deuce on the Eagles fan windshield, is that a deportable offense?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
it's
not.
Actually encouraged. I believe they tell you on the Jumbotron to do that pre-game.
I actually saw, it's weird that you bring that up. I actually saw like a news thing. It was like Fox News. ICE specifically won't deport you if you shit on an Eagles fan's windshield. So maybe that's your loophole if you're worried about that kind of thing. I don't know. But yeah, listen, it's okay to defecate on Eagles fans, young, old, doesn't really matter. All right. I encourage that type of behavior. And I think, this town needs a little bit more of that. If you're not thinking about it, at least you need to question, am I a real fan? Honestly.
Stank, I got to ask you a question. Okay. Yeah. And this has nothing to do with football, but remember we talked about a certain video that was leaked to me. Well, I got to ask this question. I'm going to put this on the screen now. Can you please explain what this is here? What we're looking at exactly here?
AI, I think. I don't know what that is. I think it must be AI. I don't even know what that is. Who is that?
That's you enjoying what you refer to as your newly installed pool over the weekend. So it begs the question. I mean, what is a 49-year-old doing over the weekend in what appears to be some sort of, is this like a bubble? Have they placed you in a safety bubble and then turned on, what is that? A splash pad? A splash pad. Vixen, you have kids. Is this something that, is this a Fisher Price 5-year-old type thing here we're looking at? What are we looking at here, Stank?
It's clearly a splash pad. It was brand new. Okay. I bought it from the Bell's outlet for $7.99. And listen, it's hot outside. It's the summer. Okay. I just installed, you can see the pool I just installed next to it. We're doing it big here, at the Stank bastard household. All right. I spare no expense. Listen, I spoil my wife. I spoil my kids. And even my grandchildren, I tend to spoil them as well.
This looks like you're spoiling yourself.
You're going to hate on a man?
No, this is you. This is you by yourself. This is you by yourself out just in a splash pad in your backyard. And again, encompassed by some sort of protective layer from the elements, maybe? I'm not quite sure.
Mosquitoes. It's a mosquito shield, right?
Is it a mosquito net from South Africa? What are we looking at? And also, why do you look... Why do you look the way you look in this picture?
Why do I look like I'm having the best time of my life? All right. Don't hate on happy people, bro. Listen, Cecil in chat says Stank is brave for doing without water wings. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So, listen, you can't let fear beat you. All right. I'm not really scared. Yes, I could choke on some of the spray. I don't care. I trust, I trust that that's not going to happen. So I went without water wings for
somebody said that Stank getting his Make-A-Wish dream come true. Wait, Stank is bald?
You met me in person, bro. I'm pretty sure you were smelling me in person. How do you not know I don't have hair?
What does this mean? This is how Powder takes a bath. What does that mean?
Powder was this fucking crazy movie about this fucking insane, scary dude, and he had no eyebrows and body.
He got hit by lightning, right?
He got hit by lightning. Yeah, I think. That's a whole pull right there.
Are you holding a giant junior mint in your hand? What is that exactly in your hand? Is that a giant junior mint?
That's very small football. Very
or is
small.
Is that a milk
balls.
dud? What exactly is that? Is that a chocolate egg?
You say I'm in there by myself. Clearly, I'm doing drills with my grandson. All right.
No, dude, that is the whole frame of the video. That's it.
That's a football in my hand because I carry.
That looks like a giant chocolate egg. Is that an Easter egg left over?
Bro, why during Easter? Why aren't there big chocolate footballs like that?
Chocolate. That's a chocolate egg.
There's
no laces on that thing.
$1 billion idea.
Find an Easter bunny that shits chocolate football.
Can I ask why you're swimming with your shirt on?
First of all, I didn't intend on.
You didn't intend to sit in a splash pad that's clearly spraying water.
My grandchild, he's a little sensitive guy. He was not about the splash pad at all. I had to go in there and show him it wasn't dangerous without water wings. Okay, right? You got to be brave. Sometimes you got to be brave for your children and your family, Samurai.
You have very, very pale legs. Can we talk about that?
I don't listen. I purposely avoid the sun. So do you, bro. There's not many motherfuckers that are more pasty than your ass.
I'm brown, dude. What are you talking about?
You're the whitest brown person I know.
What does that mean, man? You just got full on racist here.
I had
to click that hilarious photo off just now so I could talk to you. Okay, that's how serious this just became.
Bro, if they let me in the stadium with that splash pad, somebody would join.
You know who would join me? You know who would love? You know who would absolutely love that splash pad at the stadium? Latte would love the splash pad at that stadium.
Latte is a splash pad guy for
dude,
sure.
Absolutely. I mean, have you ever met anybody who's sweating before he's even sat down in the stadium? He's drenched before he's even got to a seat.
I've never been around him when he's not profusely sweating.
He needs a splash pad seat. That's what they need to do for, you know how they've been talking about upgrading the stadium? You know how they've been saying we upgrade the stadium, the Bucs brass are going to be putting in billions of dollars to upgrade Raymond James. Are we getting a splash pad section where all the seats are equipped with spray guns and whatnot?
Bro, people want shade. I think the answer is splash pad. At least some fucking cool zones. All right? Can we do that?
No. I like the splash pad idea. You sit down, you click it on, and you're just surrounded by a fountain of water during the game. I mean, you're going to be drenched anyway. Why not do it with cold water?
I promise you, when you guys come to my house for tailgates and shit, B-Shuck, you're invited to the splash pad, bro. You've got a fucking golden ticket to the splash pad.
Stank.
And if you pay, and listen, those of you in the chat right now, you play your cards right. Marty Day Ebor. Obviously, we're neighbors. You live near Ebor. You're invited to the splash pad, bro. All right.
So here's the thing. We've got to come up with a creative way to make the splash pad work if we take it on the go. Because you can't bring a hose and a spigot everywhere you go, right? So we got to come up with a way to somehow fuel this splash system, okay? How are we going to fuel Sammer's splash system on the go? We were going to take it to training camps, Stank. Can we get that splash pad operational, mobile at training camp?
There's hoses at training camp.
We got to convince one of those junior, staff members to hook us up with the hose when no one's looking.
How much you want to bet?
Maybe we could buy them off with some junior mints.
How much money do you want to bet live here on this podcast that if we're able to get it into the building, me and Antoine Winfield Jr. aren't splash padding together?
Oh, it's going to happen. I mean, we already know this. We already know that, yeah. I'm not going to bet against that. I already know that, yeah.
You already know me and him are splash padding. You already know what's happening.
So here, should I bring junior mints to hand out to all the players?
No.
Would they like that? I feel like they would.
He'll be so melted into a glob of fucking.
Here's the thing. Let me tell you something really funny.
Gross. That's not a hot.
I took my kids to see the Karate Kid movie this past Sunday.
How was it?
Friday. It was Friday. It's okay. I mean, just like all the other Karate Kid movies, really, 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 really predictable. But the cool thing about it, still an enjoyable movie. And the kid, the Asian main character, is clearly the very next Jackie Chan. He's got all of the boxes checked off. He fits the part. He has that, accent that's playful and fun and hilarious, not racist, but kind of maybe a little bit. It's perfect, dude. And he's agile. Okay, he's able to pause in the middle of all of the action and be whoa, and do funny shit with his face and whatnot, and his reaction. So it's perfect. He's clearly the next Jackie Chan. Good movie. But here's the thing: I grabbed the box of Junior Mints, right? And my two kids and basically my nephew they all look at me and go, "That's Unk. That's an Unk snack," they told me. And I said, I don't know quite. I'm not quite certain what that means. But I was immediately told that I was Unk status for grabbing the box of Junior Mints. So that leads me to my next question. If I were to hand these out at training camp to these players, I would be doing them a service because most of them probably don't know what a Junior Mint is.
Yeah, I feel like if you were able to have that little mic as the players are walking into the locker room and you handed each one of them a box of Junior Mints, 95% of the team, they don't know what that is. They don't know what that is, bro. It's definitely an older folks.
Just hand them a Junior Mint in a little Ziploc bag and just, here, try this.
Yeah. I think first of all, it would be a pool of whatever the fuck that shit's made of, because it's not a hot, you can't bring that out in the elements. That's literally a cold room food. You're not bringing Junior Mints out on the field. Don't try it. Bad idea. But you know what's a good hot out on the field food? Popcorn. You could be popping popcorn right there. Everybody's arm in arm, singing fucking shanty songs, and they're enjoying popcorn together because it works everywhere. It doesn't need to be a certain temperature or climate to enjoy popcorn. No. Boom, there's another reason. No. Way more fucking
The Bucs sell popcorn at the stadium. My kids sometimes want the popcorn, I think because they like the collector bucket. So one time, every now and then, we'll get the popcorn. I'm not eating it. One time I did take a popcorn and tried it, stale as fuck. Why? Because it's been sitting in that fucking machine all goddamn day and you're putting it out in the sun. Terrible snack. You can't eat popcorn without it going stale in the sun. It's not a sun snack. Now, Stank, we're gonna be honest with each other. Twizzlers. We could hand out Twizzlers all day at training camp. Nobody would complain. And they would last forever. They'd be delicious. They'd be unbelievable. Can we get creamsicle? Can we get creamsicle Twizzlers? Red and orange in the pack, ready to go.
I feel like you could make that call. I feel like you know somebody out there who works in the Twizzler game, or at least in the confectionery world, that can somehow make us custom creamsicle Twizzlers. And by the way, somebody said me and Desmond Watson need to be on the splash pad together. I don't know how logistically we could make that work, but I'm there for it. And nobody,
you can sit in his lap.
You would probably be that little brown ball that he's holding in his hand.
Yeah.
In the picture of you. Yeah. You'd be the little chocolate shit ball in his hand.
Nobody would enjoy it more.
Also, Izzy dropped a super chat and said someone get Stank some water wiggies. Wingies?
Water wings.
Yeah.
Wingies. Water wingies.
Water wingies.
Is that a Southern thing, Izzy?
He's Puerto Rican, bro. That's a Puerto Rican thing.
B-Monk says, Sammer, just give them an unopened Werther's original.
Sammer's always got one in his pocket, bro. No matter where you go.
No, me? You're the fucking old white guy, dude. What are you talking about? You smell like potpourri most of the time I see you. And I guarantee you have Werther's originals.
We all agree. Werther's originals are fucking delicious, bro. Nah. They're so good. Nah. Listen, when you put one in your mouth, you think of your childhood.
You have open ones in your pockets, I bet.
I have wrappers in my pocket. I go through them pretty quickly because I don't have willpower. I go right through them Werther's like that. See?
Yeah, I mean, you ate a fucking bucket of popcorn that's this goddamn. How do you eat that bucket of popcorn during a movie? How do you eat that whole thing? You
want to make friends, bro? Go hand out Werther's originals, dude. Do that. You're gonna make
no way.
I know you kids out there watching this show right now. Like, how do I make friends?
That's right? Major Unk.
How do I make friends? Do I become a streamer? Do I apps? How do I meet people? Because I've never really left the house other than to, I don't know, go register. I don't know what the fuck. Listen, pocket full of Werther's. Go out there and just say hi to people. Hand them out. You'll see smiles on every face out there. People may look at you weird, but after they put that Werther's in their mouth, friendship.
Bryce says they make orange cream filled Twizzlers. That sounds disgusting. No, we just need the sticks of Twizzlers to be orange.
Did you say cream filled Twizzlers?
Yeah, they do. They have them at my candy store, actually.
That's pretty gross. You own a candy store?
I feel like that's dangerous.
No. Take you to the candy shop.
I'll eat like a lollipop. Go ahead. Say them.
Bryce says they've officially been on long enough for Izzy to make it after his
Bible study.
Bible study. No, his computer update. Remember that computer update from hell?
Yeah, I think it's still updating.
Oh, see, Jonas says I'd rather have Werther's originals at a movie than Junior Mints. No, that's what? Absolutely disgusting. No way. Like, you guys have not changed my mind No one has told me what is not good about a junior mint. You've just talked about what other things are better, but you've never told me what's not good about a junior mint. That's a perfect. That means I won. That means I won the argument, the debate.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever been to one of those debate? What do they call them? Fucking
forums.
Not the forums. The fucking
like an actual debate.
The debate team events. Okay. The people who win are the ones who have no holes in their debate. Junior mints have a no hole debate.
I will say this: the reason you lost, and it's not even close, is not one person in the entire. There's 120 people watching around. Not a single person came to your defense. I didn't see one person being like,
they don't know what junior mints are. That's clearly
so
why.
You're saying that
they don't know.
The people who watch this show are all against you.
Maybe they're too poor to have a junior mint, Stank.
Yeah, I haven't priced them lately. Are they fucking? Are they tariffed somehow?
I'll tell you what. I bought a couple of things of popcorn, some other candies, and junior mints, and I spent $100. So you tell me, okay?
Yeah, bro.
And
anybody going to the movies right now? First of all, why? Second of all, you're spending $100, bro. You could literally get a fucking water.
Hey, that doesn't even count. I didn't even count the tickets, honestly. No joke. I didn't count the tickets.
I only go to Cinebistro. Why would I ever go to the movie theater unless I'm not being served alcoholic beverages?
If you have children, Stank, you don't go to Cinebistro. All right, you just don't.
They don't. Their grades
you
aren't
go
good
without
enough.
the fucking kids.
Their grades aren't good enough.
Exactly.
My kid makes good grades. I take it.
This was either one of our best shows ever or one of our worst shows ever.
What did you expect? It's fucking June, dude.
June, almost
it's about to be July. There's nothing going on. We talked about uniforms for a while. We talked about news that dropped 3 or 4 days ago. We haven't recorded an episode in a month. There's not a whole lot going on. All right. So we got to fill it with I honestly think this is one of our best shows ever. And if you disagree,
I honestly thought
I don't really like you.
We had very informative debates here on candy, on splash pads, on a litany of topics. Honestly,
Sammer, if you're not a better person after watching this episode of this podcast, I think you got a lot of soul searching. That's what I think.
I feel like I've changed a lot of minds on popcorn at the very least, right? Because again, the fact that Cracker Jacks exist tells you all you need to know about how shitty popcorn is. Right? The fact that you got to cover it in that oil butter nonsense tells you all you need to know about its longevity as a good snack. Okay, especially think about this, Think. When you're walking out of a movie theater, how much floor popcorn do you see as you're walking out?
They're hard to eat. It's a hard food.
You ever spotted a junior mint on the floor? No, you haven't.
Wait,
because nobody's buying.
Rest my case. I win right there. I win. It's not even close.
Go ahead.
So, in Atlanta, there is an AMC movie theater 24, and it's space themed. And the butter for the popcorn shoots out of the sky into your box.
How fucking fat do you have to be to ask for butter to be a fucking show on top of it all? How fat do you gotta be, man? Get rid of all the butter at all the movie theaters. Fucking, it's about time. Somebody has to say it. You know who's gonna do it? It's that fucking weirdo who can't clear his throat that's now on the panel with Trump. What is that guy's fucking name? That dude's gonna get rid of butter in movie theaters, and I fucking love it. I absolutely am here for it. Do you hear what she just said?
All I heard was shooting popcorn.
It shoots butter into the air. Like
butter
a fucking,
into your bag.
Yeah, like the fountain that shoots up in the Shamu's fucking fat ass mouth at SeaWorld, okay? That's what's happening at movie theaters.
I am absolutely aroused right now.
At movie theaters. They're lining up the fatties.
It's probably alien skeet
Stank. They're lining up. They're lining up the fatties. Okay,
on those two words together. Alien skeet.
Alien skeet. Yeah, listen, they're lining up the fatties, all right, at the movie theater. They're handing them all popcorn. They're sliding them out onto the Shamu splash pad and fucking giving them butter cum shots through the fucking sky. I mean, what are we talking about here, man? Enough is enough.
It was the best experience, okay? You just have to live it.
1 to 10. 1 to 10, Vixen. How did you enjoy your butter cum shot?
How'd you enjoy
10. I licked my fingers afterwards. It was so delicious, okay?
That's how you end the episode.
Orbital butter cum shot onto the fatties. Just unbelievable. Before we leave, though, intern Vixen, can you let the fine people know let the fine people know where they can find us and find more of this amazing podcast.
Yes. So, we have our shit together, and there is a website, and you can go to Loose Cannons Live to visit that. I'll actually link the chat in there. I'll copy and paste for you guys.
I'm cutting you
And-
off. This is horrible.
So
Why are
bad.
you guys so bad at this?
It's
Why?
so bad.
Why are you guys so bad at this? Not only were you not centered, you were
I
just staring off
was
into space.
distracted by buttercomb shots. I was still on my brain.
You're not coming back from Alien Seat, bro. You're not coming back from Alien Skeet.
It's
bro. You
over.
asked her to fucking do the outro after Alien Skeet. Not happening.
It's over. Hey, if you guys want more and you're curious if you can listen to this podcast, yes, you can. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, anywhere that you prefer to download and listen to podcasts.
MP3s
Yeah,
on that.
MP3s on Napster, where you can go find us on LimeWire, okay? But also, you can check us out at loosecannonslive.com, where all of our episodes live in both video and audio format. You don't got to download shit. Don't even got to subscribe if you want to be a piece of garbage, honestly. But either way, we are there all the time. And also, that's where you will find the links to our amazing free Bucs Discord, where you can just let your loose cannon shenanigans hang, all about the balls, all about the memes, all about food, and all about the baby oil, for being honest, okay? So check that out, loosecannonslive.com. Don't forget to hit the like button on this episode. Leave us a comment on why you think that Junior Mints are the superior snack to popcorn, and why I have helped change your mind and shape your future as it relates to popcorn and theater habits. And of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you are new. Stank, fuck you, fuck your splash pad, and fuck popcorn too. Go Bucs.